Look at that moon. Isn't that beautiful? Today is April, I don't know, what is it? Oh, let's go back onto auto, yeah. I think it's the April 29th. April 29th, 2018. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful moon. Oh, but boy, I'll tell you, that's a pink sky there. Boy, that Loree McBride's dropping too many bombs, man. That is too many bombs. I'm going to try to get a picture of this moon with my hand still. I'm leaning against a tree here. That is beautiful. There we go. That looks like a supermoon or something, but it's really pretty. There've been a lot of supermoons this year. See how pink that sky is? I've been coughing a lot and getting abdominal symptoms. Loree McBride's been dropping so many bombs. The sky's just really, see how pink that is? And like at night, I get up a lot because of the stuff I breathe in. I get congested, I cough, and I'm not getting diarrhea though, so I don't know what kind of germs she has in these bombs, but they're nasty, man. They're really nasty. So, she needs to stop this nonsense. She's just dropping bombs like crazy. At night it doesn't do as well. What a beautiful moon though. Need to lean on something. You know, Loree has been dropping bombs that really use brain control a lot. And I've noticed that I damaged my glasses when I went out for my walk the other day. For some odd reason, I was walking and my hand just let go of my glasses when I was trying to clean them and they fell down onto the road. But fortunately, it looks like Jesus cushioned the fall because the glasses only got injured up at the top. It didn't affect any of the area of the where I look, so I was grateful for that. You have to have a pretty good eye to see the damage, but I'm glad I think Jesus may have cushioned the fall. But you know, it's just nuts. You see how pink the sky is? I think the whole world's getting used to seeing a pink sky, but it shouldn't be like that. And the reason you know there's germs in those clouds is because of the symptoms that I've been getting. Whatever, it seems to be a yeast germ that has an affinity for the nervous system, and it also goes to the bowels. So I get a lot of gassiness, like I'm always farting all the time. And the germ makes it so that she can use brain control. So whenever I drive, now I wear a tinfoil hat when I drive. Because a couple months ago, because of Loree's brain control, I drove the car over a curb, and it's a miracle I didn't blow my tires, but I ended up getting my tires changed anyway. But Jesus said, Gail. And then Loree was using brain control on me as I was driving to make my car feel like it was swaying. And Jesus told me later that wasn't the case. He said that was just strong brain control, and I violated the Gail Commandments by getting new tires and getting a new starter. Well, the car wasn't starting, and Jesus said anyways, he said, don't spend any more money on your car. He said, Gail, if you had not spent all that money, I was planning on getting you a new car, Gail. That's what Jesus told me. I'm really curious how he's going to pull this off. Anyways, to make a long story short, you know, up until a couple months ago, when I would go to bed, I would fall asleep and then I would just knock out for like 8 or 9 hours and maybe wake up once to go to the bathroom. For the past couple months, now when I go to sleep, Loree's putting something in the air, some sort of bomb in the air, the germ that which apparently has an affinity for my nervous system. Now when I go to sleep, I wake up 4 or 5 times. I need to remember to drink a lot of water. That'll help my body to flush the germ out of my system and help the Seroquel to work better. But I am certain that if I was not on Seroquel, I would be a full-blown schizophrenic. In fact, I think I've noticed, I've been observing people like President Trump and Alex Jones and different people, and I've noticed they're getting a little off balance. And I actually think that they're victims of Loree McBride's brain control, because she's putting some sort of yeast germ in these bombs that she's dropping that go, and it's getting into the atmosphere, and you're inhaling this germ, and this germ, which has been genetically engineered, has an affinity for the nervous system. It increases Loree McBride's ability to use brain control on her victims. So if you're not on Seroquel, you are in serious danger of becoming full-blown schizophrenic. I'm telling you this from my own personal experience. I'm on Seroquel, and the brain control still works. It doesn't work as well as it would if I wasn't on Seroquel. So you really need to be on Seroquel, people. If you're not, contact my men at gailsmen@yahoo.com if you're having trouble getting Seroquel, and they might be able to get you on it. You really need to be on Seroquel. And the symptoms that I've been getting is like I'm getting a little bit of bloating, very gassy. This germ goes to the bowels and to the nervous system. And I am certain that if I was not on Seroquel, that I would be full-blown schizophrenic. I'm not schizophrenic, but if I was not on Seroquel, I would be. And not because I'm genetically inclined to schizophrenia, but because it would be germ-induced schizophrenia, very similar to what they did to Florida Governor Rick Scott when I first became Empress, and he told everybody in Florida that I was against Publix. We found out he had a yeast infection to his brain. So this germ has an affinity for the brain and the nervous system. And Loree McBride has a history of using brain control. So I'm just letting you know, I'm on Seroquel and I'm getting symptoms. And it's because she's dropping a very strong germ. I think it's a yeast, a genetically engineered yeast. So I'm just letting you know, you need to be on Seroquel. And like this, even on Seroquel, I notice that I'm having a tendency to get off balance, and I have to fight it. And she's been tempting me, trying to get me to spend money and break Jesus's Gail Commandments, I shall spend money only on food and bills. I'll have a link to the Gail Commandments underneath this video. It's very important that everybody do the Gail Commandments as much as you can, because Loree, I honestly believe that she's using brain control on you. And if you're not on Seroquel and you're not obeying the Gail Commandments, because Jesus also puts medicine in the air, like if you go out and go for a walk, you are in danger of being under her brain control. And apparently the way her brain control works, or at least what I've seen with me, is it tends to make you off balance. Satan is working with Loree McBride, and like whatever area you're weak at, like whatever area you have a tendency to get off balance at, she's going to push that and see if she can get you to go past a certain threshold and get you to get even more off balance. Like with me, I tend to get lost in my work. That's one of my weaknesses. And then I don't get enough sleep at night. And when it comes time for bedtime, I ignore the bedtime and I think, I got to get this fixed. Like I've been working on my website, and she's been tempting me to switch to a different website provider. And I've come to the conclusion that where I'm at is perfectly fine. I just need to learn how to do I've got 3 website providers that I work with, and I know most of them pretty well. I love WordPress. I use that for my blog. And the thing is, I was examining Wix, and Wix is very highly rated, but you can't trust anything online. I went into Wix and I wasn't that impressed with it. I thought it was overly complicated. it seemed to have a streamlined setup that was very hard to adapt to the way I like my website to be. So I'm just going to stay where I'm at. But it took me a couple days and a lot of sleep loss to figure that out. And you just no, I've been getting a flood of offers for credit cards. And I'm thinking, oh no, Jesus told me no credit cards. Every one I get, I rip it up, I shred it, and throw it out. And then I mean, she's just trying to get me to. Satan knows that one of my weaknesses is spending money on more than food and bills, and he's been trying to tempt me in that area. And let me tell you, man, it's if I wasn't on Seroquel, I would be breaking that Gail commandment. I know for sure. Along with some others, I probably wouldn't be getting enough sleep. I'd be obsessing about I'd be going overboard trying to make my website perfect. And you know, the website design has changed in the past couple of years. It's going more mobile. It's becoming more simplified with less clutter on the screen. And I've been getting criticism of my website saying you got too much clutter and all this, but I think a lot of that is just Loree McBride trying to get me to become obsessed with this, to get off balance and spend money maybe with a different. So, you know, everybody says WordPress.org, it gives you maximum customization, you know, so you can tailor your website the way you like. But I found out there are hidden costs in there. You got to pay for your own domain name, and that costs a fortune. Whereas with this provider I have right now, it's all built into the cost. So anyways, I'm not going to change. I've come to the conclusion I'm not going to change my website providers. I'm just going to learn WordPress.com a little bit better. So because I'm not allowed to spend money on food, anything other than food and bills. So anything that would increase my website expense, I'm doing pretty good for the amount I'm spending. So, but she's trying to get me off balance. And if I wasn't on Seroquel, I would probably be super, super off balance. And you're saying you're noticing some off balance tendencies in people? Yeah. Some people that I really have liked and admired are getting off balance. Makes you, hey, if you're not on Seroquel, Loree McBride's going to get your brain. She's going to get you off balance. And then once she does, she'll criticize you for what she induced. Like, Trump has a tendency to be a little, he goes overboard trying to defend himself and worried about his image. And sometimes he gets off balance there. And Loree's feeding on that. And then after she induces the off balance, she goes in there and criticizes him. She's doing the same thing with like people like Alex Jones. And even me. For me, the way she's getting me off balance is in the use of my time and trying to get me to spend money. So far, she hasn't succeeded in the spend money part. Boy, has she been trying. But she is causing me to get up 4 or 5 times at night. I probably need to have a regular sleep schedule. But even then, it's just, she's tempting me. So that's what I've been dealing with this week. And my website, I am going to have a free audiobook. But I'm trying to set it up to be optimal, user-friendly, and she's been trying to get me off balance. So I'm not schizophrenic because I'm on Seroquel. If I wasn't, I'm certain I would be. And it wouldn't be because of genetics. It would be because of what Loree's doing. It would be Loree McBride induced schizophrenia. And people, you need to be on Seroquel or you're going to have the same problem.